That's right. Okay, it's 6 o'clock.
This is a call to order. It's a call to order for the Sparks Planning Commission meeting Thursday, July 7th, 2016. Roll call.
Commissioner Camerota?
Here.
Commissioner Peterson?
Here.
Commissioner Fewens?
Here.
Commissioner Lee?
Here.
Commissioner Sperber?
Here.
Commissioner Vanderwell? Absent. Commissioner Bowles? Absent. Deputy City Attorney Cheryl Lighting? Here. Assistant Community Services Director Development Armando Ornelas?
Here.
Okay. This item is for public comment, for either a public comment on any action item or for general public comment, and is limited to no more than 3 minutes for each commentator. If there is public comment, we would ask that you fill out a card and return it to the end of the dais, excuse me. There being none, we'll seek approval of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda approved. Approval of the minutes.
Move to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And there's 2 minutes. Which one is our?
Actually, the agenda only calls for one.
There's
But there is two.
There are 2
There's
minutes.
June
sorry.
2nd and
Yes, excuse
June
me.
16th.
Okay, let me make the motion again. Move
Let
to
me-
approve the June 2nd
Second.
minutes. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A move to approve the minutes of June 16th, 2016.
Move to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes approved.
I will abstain from that vote, so it was not at that meeting.
Are you abstaining from the 16th? Thank you. Announcements and committee reports,
I have none.
informational items.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Planning Commission, just wanted to briefly review with you once again some of the upcoming meetings having to do with the update of the comprehensive plan. A week from today, on July 14th, in the basement of City Hall, the Planning Commission is holding a workshop at 11 a.m. The focus of that workshop will be on the goals and policies for the comprehensive plan, so we'll be asking you to review a draft of the goals and policies. And then on August 4th, following the regular Planning Commission meeting, we will retire to the basement of City Hall once again, and we'll be conducting another workshop, this time on the full document. And then depending on how those goes, at this point we're tentatively looking for the Planning Commission to actually consider the comprehensive plan draft on August 18th. So those are 3 upcoming meetings having to do with the comprehensive plan.
Thank you, Armando. I'd like to open public hearing items. PCN 16024, consideration of and possible action on a request to rezone a site approximately 48.787 square feet, which is 1.12 acres in size, from SF40, classified as residential single-family, 40,000 square feet minimum lot size, to SF6, residential single-family, 6,000 square foot minimum lot size, located at 1980 Probasco Way, Sparks, Nevada. Staff presenting is Mr. Ian? No?
No,
Oh, excuse me.
I'm covering for him tonight.
Sorry.
Good evening, Karen Malby, Development Service Manager. This project is to rezone a property that's 1.12 acres located at 1890 Probasco. You can see the property is kind of a upside down L here. This would be Probasco Lane here, York would be the closest northern street. The assessor's records show that the home was built on the property in 1959, and the property was never part of a subdivision. The site is surrounded by smaller lots, single-family lots. You can see surrounding the property here are all properties that are zoned SF6, and that's what the applicant is requesting, to change their property from SF40 to SF6. The master plan has designated this entire area to be low-density residential, which is in conformance with the request for single-family 6,000 square foot lots. Therefore, staff is recommending approval of this. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Ms. Mulvey? Is there being no questions, is the applicant here? Would the applicant like to come forward?
They don't have to, if they don't want
You-
to. Okay,
Okay.
sure.
This is a public hearing item. I'd like to open the public hearing. Would anyone like to speak to this matter? I'd like to close the public hearing. Back to the commissioners for final questions. Any questions from the dais? There being no questions, a call for a vote.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman. I move to forward a recommendation for approval to the city council with the request associated with PCN 16024 to rezone approximately 48,787 square feet, 1.12 acres, from SF40, residential single-family, 40,000 square foot minimum lot size, to SF6, residential single-family, 60,000 square foot minimum lot size, based on the findings, Z1 through Z3.
I think you said 16,000.
You did, yeah.
Oh, 6,000 square feet, excuse me, minimum. I was just excited at 48,787 square feet is 1.12 acres. So, 6,000 square foot minimum lot size based on the findings Z1 through Z3 and the facts supporting these findings as set forth in the staff report.
Second?
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Good luck.
Good luck, yeah.
The next item on the agenda is PCN 16026, consideration of and possible action on a conditional use permit request to allow the construction of a new 75-foot tall concealment flagpole cell tower within 750 feet of existing cell towers on a site of 0.89 acres in size in the PD Plan Development Kylie Ranch South zoning district located at 5215 Vista Boulevard, Sparks, for possible action. Presenting Senior Development Services Manager, Ms. Karen Melby.
Good evening, Planning Commissioners. Karen Melby. This item before you tonight, staff is asking that we postpone this item to a future Planning Commission meeting. However, it has been noticed, we've done the neighborhood notice, so you will have to open the public hearing. I just wanted to remind you of that. But staff is asking that this item be postponed.
Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
This item, as indicated, has been withdrawn, but since it's been
Not
noted-
withdrawn,
Excuse me,
postponed.
postponed, excuse me. A request for a public hearing. Open the public hearing, please. Would anyone like to come forward? There being none, the public hearing is closed. Bring it back to the commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we postpone PCN 16026, American Towers, until a future meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The next item on the agenda is PCN 14037, consideration of and possible action on a request to amend a final plan development handbook for Kali Ranch North Phase 6 to add approximately 38 acres, revise the development standards and other matters properly related thereto in conformance with the tentative plan development handbook for Kali Ranch North on a site totaling approximately 146.68 acres in size in the NUD, New Urban District, Cowie Ranch North zoning district, located in northeast of Cowie Parkway and Henry Orr Parkway, Sparks, Nevada. Presenter is Development Services Manager, Ms. Karen Melby.
Good evening, Planning Commission. Karen Melby, Development Service Manager, for the record. This is a final handbook for the Kylie Ranch Plan Development. And as you remember, we have a tentative handbook that incorporates the entire approximately 875 acres. And it's brought down, this is done by phases. And this is the 6th phase. Originally, this handbook was approved by City Council on May 12, 2014. And this is an amendment to bring this Phase 6 into compliance with the tentative Plan Development Handbook. The tentative Plan Development Handbook is scheduled to go to City Council on July 11th for approval. This final handbook applies to Phase 6. On this graphic, the area dashed in black outlines the Phase 6, which is approximately 147 acres. What we're adding is a portion of the LMR here, and then also this open space. And previously, there was a park, on a 5-acre park on this parcel, and what we've done, the city has requested that we combine the park and make it a community park. So this is 9.46 acres, I believe. So this is now the new location of the park, which is all part of this Phase 6 handbook. Staff has reviewed it in compliance with the tentative handbook and finds that it is in substantial compliance with the tentative handbook. The handbook does not vary from the proposed gross density or intensity of the Kylie tentative handbook. It does not vary the proposed ratio of residential to non-residential. It does not reduce the common open space areas. There is no increase in floor area proposed for non-residential use for this handbook, final handbook, and there is no increase in the ground floor area covered by the buildings, nor is there a substantial change in the height of buildings. Therefore, staff is of the opinion that this final handbook for Phase 6 is in substantial compliance with the tentative handbook. That concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Just a question of numbers. Is it 9.46 or 9.42 as I read the math?
I was doing it by memory because I can't read the numbers.
Yeah,
But
it's small
whatever the
numbers.
map says, that's the correct acreage.
That's it, 9.42.
Yeah.
Let the record show it's 9.42. Thank you. Are there any questions for Ms. Melby? Would the applicant like to come forward?
Good evening. For the record, Mike Rayleigh with Rubicon Design Group here representing KM2 Development. With me tonight are Lois Brown and Scott Christie with KM2, as well as Mike Ponte with McDonald Carano. I think Karen did a great job summarizing. This is essentially the follow-up to the meeting that we had last month. So really the big change is that we're adding the 38 acres, combining the park, really kind of defining the trails and open space. And we're just here to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions for the applicant? This is a public hearing. Would you like to open the public hearing, please? Thank you, Mike. Anyone want to come forward and speak? No one comes forward. Public hearing will be closed. Bring it back to the commissioners for final comments and questions.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion. I can make the findings that Kylie Ranch North Phase 6 is in compliance with the tentative approved map. And with that, I move to forward a recommendation of approval to the City Council of PCN 14037 as the final handbook is in substantial compliance with the City Council's action on the tentative approval of Kylie Ranch North Plan Development Handbook and the facts supporting these findings as set forth in the staff report.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck. Right. So we have a general business item, PCN 12022, consideration of and possible action on a request to approve the building elevations for 2 hotels totaling approximately 95.045 square feet, located on a site 13.38 acres in size at 100 Legends Bay Drive, in fulfillment of the requirements listed in the Legends at Sparks Marina Plan Development Handbook.
Good evening, Planning Commissioners. Karen Melby, Development Service Managers. What I wanted to show you first, this is a project located within the Legends. The 2 parcels are these. The northern is, I believe, let me double check, would be the Residence Inn, this northern parcel, and this would be the Hampton Inn parcel. You can see that this is the mall right here. This would be where the casino is projected to be. You approved, I think it was last Planning Commission meeting, the elevations for the casino. So that was one of the questions that came up at the study session. I wanted to show you a map. This is in fulfillment of the Legends at the Sparks Marina Handbook, which requires architecture elevations shall be subject to review and approval by the Planning Commission, excluding interior plaza storefronts. The location, as I show on this map here, are on the northwest of the casino adjacent to the Marina Lake. The proposed elevations conform to the Sparks Plan Development Handbook. Let me show you first. This is the Residence Inn, one of the elevations. I didn't want to go through all of the sides, but this one I showed because it does show you the call-outs of the details, of some of the details in case you have questions. This is for the Residence Inn, and then oh, I got the wrong one. Oops. They're similar in elevations. We accidentally copied the site plan instead of the elevations. I do have paper copies, and I think you were all provided with paper copies. I apologize for that mistake. Anyway, staff feels that the materials and colors are consistent with and are complementary to the adjacent shopping center colors and materials. Staff believes that the proposed elevations meet the standards of the Legends at the Marina Plan Development Handbook, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. And if you want, we can probably put the correct elevations for the Hampton Inn on the docu-cam if you need it.
Well, I don't think that, I got a copy, and we
Yeah.
all got a copy, and I agree with staff. I find that quite compatible with the area in that. And also, I find that they had the same architect, 2 competitive dwellings, and it makes it easier, and makes it more complete in my idea. But I find them very good elevations, I really do.
Are there any additional questions for Ms. Melby?
I just think when somebody goes to the casino and they come back, they're not going to know what hotel they're at. Is it the one on the left or the one on the right?
They put a sign on both of them.
Yeah.
I'd like to open the public hearing for any comment.
General business.
It's a
For
general
business.
See the applicant.
See if the applicant, wants to come forward.
Thank you.
At that time, if anyone's,
Move forward. Move to approve the building elevations for 2 hotels totaling an approximate 95,045 square feet located on a site 13.38 acres in size at 100 Legends Bay Drive in fulfillment of the requirements set forth in the Legends at Sparks Marina Plan Development Handbook associated with PCN 12022.
we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Next item.
Now we'll
Public
open,
comment.
now we will open for public comment. If anyone would like to come forward, make a comment, I'd ask you to fill out a card. There being none, any comments from the commissioner?
I'd like to make a comment. I'm very honored that our Assistant City Attorney is here tonight, and thank you, especially on your birthday.
Yes.
So happy birthday.
Welcome.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yay, thanks.
And we're going to be done before 6:30.
On your behalf.
There being no further comments, social or otherwise, I'd like to
So sure.
call for adjournment.
I move we adjourn.
All in favor?
Look at that, yes,